Good evening, YouTube. It's your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. As you know, I'm a big fan of female bodybuilders, and I'm a fan of women who are physically fit in nature. But this is a debate I have been running through my mind. As you notice, in MMA, there's a lot of women who have great developed bodies, amazingly. Some even at the level of maybe considered a professional bodybuilder or even fitness or figure or whatever. But so I've decided to put down my ideal of the 5 women who I feel, if they ever feel like leaving mixed martial arts and going to a professional bodybuilding or whatever fitness, I think they can have the promise. Now, before you use one Miss Kayla Hype Job Clout Chaser Harrison. Now, Kayla is a former she's a two-time Olympic champion, current a PFL lightweight women's champion and $1 million winner. But Kayla has an amazing body. She's very, for her size, she's a big girl. She has an amazing body. I mean, she's very muscular. I mean, for a female of her size. I mean, she has an amazing body. Look at her back. I mean, with the proper training and a good diet, I could see her being a contender for Miss Olympia in the future. I mean, she has the look, she has the size. I mean, she just maybe a little more muscle, more concentration on a good diet. Maybe she can really show some real promise of definition. And I think that's why I put her as number 5 as one of my, I consider top 5 most buff chicks in WMMA. Next we have here is Rin Nakai. Now Rin, I mean, she's a fighter out of Japan. She was at one time was a former UFC fighter, but eventually they dropped her. But mostly she fights out of Ryzen. And Rin has an amazing body. I mean, this is one thing I don't talk about much. I'm a big fan of Asian female bodybuilders. There's only a handful that competed. Like I'm gonna drop some names like Brenda Ragnar, Mayan Mendoza, Paula Suzuki. I mean, I just find that Asian women just unbelievably have great definition. I mean, it's just, and she, I mean, look at her. She could pretty much could compete as a bodybuilder. I mean, all she needs to do is just, work on more of a midsection, develop, she has the arms. Look at the guns. Look at her pecs. I mean, look at her quads. I mean, she's at a level of a professional bodybuilder. Like I said, the same thing with Kayla. If she works on a diet and concentrate on her midsection and just, she can bring in a great physique. I mean, she is amazing. I'm going to say, I mean, she is like, that's why I put her number 4. I mean, she just has all the right, tools to be a professional bodybuilder if she ever gets out of MMA. Now, next here is Julia the Jewel Bud. Now, I follow Julia on Twitter. And one time I even told her that she had thought about becoming, thinking about doing physique, and she said that, she's been doing combat sport for a long time, but she thinks about it. But she does have an amazing body. I mean, she has a great set of abs. I mean, she's, if she really works on her development, like her traps and her arms, I can see her being a female bodybuilder. I think she does a couple of amateur shows between her fight, because most times she don't fight that often. She might fight at the most once, or at least at the most twice a year, or at the most at least once. And I think that's something to do between fights. I mean, she got her fight coming up in a couple of weeks against Cyborg. And I think after this, if she loses to Cyborg, I don't think she might have one more fight with Cyborg, and I think she may think about something else. So either go to another group, like either One Championship or Ryzen or PFL. But I think Julia has a great body. She has I love abs. I love great set of abs on a female bodybuilder. Those are just the centerpiece of the physique. Now, number 2, and I've talked about it before, Sara McMann. She has some guns. I mean, she has arms. I mean, she has guns for days. I mean, she got 40 cows. 55 cows. I mean, she has a believable body. I mean, she's a wrestler mostly, but I think I could see her. I mean, she's a little bit up there now, but there's plenty of female bodybuilders who started in professional bodybuilder, like in their midlife. I mean, there's a large. I mean, if you follow me, I know quite a few female bodybuilders who are over 50, or who are competing as female bodybuilders. And I think I could see her doing that. I mean, if, like I said, she's getting to the point where her UFC career is kind of sliding. She hadn't fought since she lost to Mario Renault. She was supposed to fight last year, but she got some kind of injury, and that put her out. And I don't know if she's gonna have any fights coming this year, but I would suggest that you should think about that as an alternative to mixed martial arts. I mean, the game is changing more, and especially the bantamweight division at UFC is not that strong anymore like it used to be. Ever since Ronda left, and now that Amanda Nunes is sitting as the top. And last and certainly not least, Gabby Garcia. Now, Gabby, look at Gabby now. This is the most recent picture of Gabby. And Gabby, when she started, she was really a big girl. She was more, she was more what you call a endomorph. Really big, but not a lot of muscle. She has a size, but not a lot of muscle. But in the past few years, she really has developed. I mean, there's been talk about steroids with Gabby, and possibly, but, I can't say. We always talk about the eye test, but, she fights over at Rizin, as you all know, and Rizin, they don't do a lot of drug testing compared to the UFC and some other organizations. But Gabby, in the past few couple of years, has really dropped down. She was a lot bigger, if you ever seen her before, and she has dropped down. She really got defined. I mean, look at the abs, look at her shoulders, her traps, her arms. I mean, look at her quads. I mean, Gabby could be a professional bodybuilder if she ever think about doing it. I mean, she fights quite a bit, but, right now she's been hadn't heard too much about fights. She hasn't fought with me about since the first of last year, I think, or something like that. She's been kind of quiet on the fight game, but her body is amazing. I mean, it's just, she reminds me of Tina Lockwood. In a way. I mean, she's like a Brazilian village, a Tina Lockwood, if she was ever, Tina Lockwood, if she was a mixed martial artist. I mean, it's just amazing. Look at the abs. Like I said, I love a nice set of abs. I mean, it's a centerpiece of the body. And look at the arms, and, the traps could be a little bit bigger and, a little more on the quads, but she is amazing. I mean, she really cut down some size the last time we are seeing on Garcia, because she was really more big, but she really has cut down some size. I mean, I'm telling you, this is where, I would suggest to a lot of these ladies, if WMMA, we get to the point when you can't do mixed martial arts anymore, consider bodybuilding or you're working in fitness as an alternative, because your training regimen is just as good. I mean, but you just got to work on a diet, work on certain different, like with most bodybuilders, they work on different body parts during the training. You might work on the shoulders, you might work on the abs, you might work on the quads, you might work on the calves, you might work on the back. I mean, but Abby that's why she's number one. Her body is just amazing. I mean, slap a couple of coats of tanning and then spray on some Crisco for the shine and put her on stage. I think she can really blow out some of the top pros in the IFBB. I mean, somebody should reach out to her and talk about it. Tell me, hey Abby, you're not doing too much fighting. You think about professional bodybuilding for a while? Maybe a little pro work, something like that, But she's amazing. So these are my top 5 most buff women in WMMA. Now, if y'all have somebody else you want to put in the comments, share your who you feel who's the most buff. I mean, there's some lot of names I forgot, like maybe Claude Gadelha, Mandy Poke. I mean, Mandy Blank Poke. I forgot her name. She's an MMA fighter, and she competes in professional bodybuilding on the side. But I think just drop your name, you thought, because it's saying I'm a bodybuilder fan, and I always admire these women, their muscles, how they develop their body, and how much work they can commitment to put into it. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, and it's just maybe not your cup of tea as a guy, but it's mine. So so this is your man Joe's Page. Like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.